What's going on, guys? Pat here. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to be looking at this new Bitcoin pattern as well as a Bitcoin chart that I think you guys really need to see. We're also going to be looking at some XRP technical analysis as well as tons of other news that went on in the cryptocurrency space. But before we get started with that though, as always, if you guys are interested in following the trades that myself and my expert team are entering in real time, check out the first link down below in the description for the cryptocurrency trade alert group. I post every single one of the trades that myself and my expert team are entering. Like I said, all of our altcoin trades, all of our leverage trades. You'll get access to the #1 community in the cryptocurrency space by far. But most importantly, for 14 days, you get to try out everything for free. So you're going to see every one of our trades. We're not going to hide anything from you. You'll see everything in real time for those 14 days for completely free. If you don't like it, it doesn't work for you, whatever it is, no questions asked, you can simply cancel and you'll avoid getting charged. So again, breaking down all barriers to entry, that's what we do. We want to help as many people out there profit. And a ton of you guys over the last few months have been killing it with us in this market. So if you haven't been in there, I look forward to seeing you guys in there soon. But let's go into the Bitcoin technical analysis. We're starting to form what might be my favorite pattern for Bitcoin. Now, you guys know I love the EMA ribbon in terms of defining the trend and what exactly, if we're in a bullish or a bearish trend. But you guys also know that these triangle patterns are one of the most common patterns. Now, there's a whole strategy based off of just trading these triangles that I might make a video on in the future. So if you guys are interested in seeing something like that, you guys want to see more of these breakout patterns, these triangle patterns that a lot of people use successfully, very simply, it's a very simple tactic, but can be used successfully in order to make some good amount of money in this. Let me know down below in the comment section. Make sure you guys leave a video a thumbs up as well. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell notifications turned on. That way you guys are supporting the channel, and I know that that's something you guys want to see in the future. But as of right now, we have just, like I said, we formed this pattern so many times before. It always tends to either have a break to the upside or to the downside, obviously, but that's an indicator of a move coming. When its price starts consolidating, a little bit more sideways action, we see this happen, and eventually we look to have that breakout. Now, if we have a break to the upside, we're looking at the $20,000 mark again, right? The mark that we've been waiting for so long. We've seen it almost touch a few times, but depending on what chart you're using, it might have already hit it. Keep that in mind as well. But this is the next target again if we do break above on this. Now, if we break below, there are few key levels we need to look at, because on the 1 hour right now, the EMA ribbon is getting tighter. It doesn't have a confirmed trend. If we zoom out to the 4 hours, we see that we are still maintaining above the EMA ribbon, with the exception of this that came in with that huge dump. The 4-hour EMA ribbon, we came right back up and we have found support and we bounced off of it a few times. So again, in this pattern or in this chart right now, the 4-hour is still looking bullish. We are still seeing price being bought up. We're still seeing Bitcoin being bought up at these levels. And although we've come down to test multiple times the support, every time since then, we have had this bounce. We've been able to bounce off and we've been able to maintain above. So that's obviously very good. But if we zoom out to the daily, and I want to show you guys the weekly, I want to show you guys the daily as well, because this pattern is going to have a breakout at some point. It's going to be relatively soon, and I want you guys to stay up to date on that, because that's going to be, if it breaks to the upside and has a confirmed break to the upside, that's going to be an indicator for us to enter a long. And if it breaks to the downside and has a confirmation to the downside, then we are entering a short. It's as simple as that. The daily time frame, again, we are still above as well, which is extremely bullish. But let's go to the weekly. This is a chart not many people are talking about. And if you've been watching this channel, we've been talking about this for a very, very long time. And this is just Bitcoin looking at the EMA ribbon. So on the weekly time frame, what we see happen is Bitcoin eventually has these bigger moves, right? And this bigger move always leads to us getting pulled back to the EMA ribbon, because I've said this multiple times before, the EMA ribbon acts like a magnet. So when we have the break to the downside, it pulls back to the EMA ribbon. We have a break to the upside, it pulls back to the EMA ribbon. We have a break to the downside, it pulls back to the EMA ribbon. And now we are having a break to the upside, and we can expect at some point right now, we are going to see a pullback come in. The question is not if we are going to see a pullback, it's when are we going to see a pullback? And when that pullback does happen, what are we going to do to be prepared? So you guys remember I told you I bought Bitcoin at around $16,400. Again, it was one of the times I bought Bitcoin when it had that drop during Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving Day or the day before, day after. It was in that range. I was able to pick up Bitcoin around $16,400, $16,500. Since then, obviously being at, we're just under 19,000. It's been fantastic so far. That was a very profitable short-term move, but again, it was just buying Bitcoin in order to increase my overall position size when Bitcoin had a pullback. Now, what I'm aiming to happen here, once we do have that bigger pullback, is to, again, dollar cost average, pick up some Bitcoin. Obviously, we were able to pick up Bitcoin here. If you've been in the market, hopefully you did as well. Bitcoin went up, then we had other opportunities to buy Bitcoin when it did have these crazy drops, and that's something that I'm going to be eyeing to do again once Bitcoin does have another little bit of a drop. Again, it's not a question of if it's going to have a pullback. It's going to have a pullback. It's just a matter of when. Are we going to go to 25,000 first and then come back, or are we going to just come back from now? You guys know I talked about my target in the midterm to be at around $29,000 is my next point that I'm eyeing, just under $30,000, just like $20,000 was the last one. $30,000 is going to be another big resistance level. I'm looking at $29,000 as my price target in the midterm. But again, once Bitcoin has that pullback, I'm going to be looking to pick up Bitcoin. One of the reasons a lot of people are talking about this potential pullback, and one of the key levels we're talking about in this pullback, is the CME gap that was formed. Now, this gap gets filled at around $17,000. Yeah, around $17,000. Let's say now, these gaps get filled. More often than not, these gaps get filled. And if they don't get filled, usually they get at least partially filled, and we see the price come back to these levels. So while everybody's saying, obviously, we might have not filled the last one at like 9,000 something, we did come back to that, and we did almost fill it, and we did see price get pulled back to that level. And that's sort of what people are talking about here as well. We might not see a complete fill, even though more often than not we do still want to keep this in mind for a range that Bitcoin could pull back into. And I've already said, if Bitcoin comes down and it fills this gap, that would be one of the entries that I'm looking to buy into Bitcoin so I can ride that wave up to 29,000. And if we do happen to see Bitcoin pull back even further after that, again, very straightforward, it's going to be another opportunity to dollar cost average. Now, I've showed you guys the most recent exchange that I've been able to join. Now, not sponsored by them whatsoever. I just want to share with you guys a good exchange. They offer 0 fees for buying and selling Bitcoin, which is fantastic. They do the same with stocks, options, ETFs, and cryptos. I've joined this platform, and they're offering 4 free stocks valued up to $3,600 total if you sign up to their platform. 4 free stocks if you sign up and deposit $100. So doesn't hurt at all. Link down below in the description. If you use that link, you'll get access to this promo that they're doing. Doesn't hurt at all to deposit $100 and be able to claim 4 free stocks. No matter what stocks you get, you can sell them, you can use them to buy Bitcoin, and you can just hold more Bitcoin. So it's free money that they're giving out. It's a free opportunity for you to be able to join. Again, you deposit the $100. You can withdraw that after. Again, you can do whatever you want with it, but a very reputable exchange that I've been using for stocks and I've used for other things previously that I have now added crypto. So that just made me even more excited. But let's go into XRP. XRP, again, this pattern is actually, it's actually broken. It's a cheat code. It's a cheat code. This pattern happens all the time in stocks. People trade these breakout patterns, these triangle patterns. Bitcoin, it's a very common strategy that not a lot of people talk about. A lot of successful people use it. Not a lot of people talk about it. It's extremely simple. XRP is seeing a very similar consolidation come in where they had obviously the initial pump up to like 78 cents, pulled back down to the 50-cent range. Again, opportunity to buy at the EMA ribbon if you were looking into. Obviously, if you guys have been watching the channel for over a year, you know XRP is one of the top holdings that I have. Bitcoin, obviously number 1. XRP is up there. XRP, I've been a fan for a long time because it just makes money. It makes money if you know what you're doing. And now it's obviously been following this trend line up. It's found multiple support touches, it has multiple resistances. This is going to be very big on if XRP, you know, if it breaks below, it's going to break below the EMA ribbon on the 4-hour. We can expect a little bit of a cool off period for XRP. But if it does break above, right? If it does break above, you guys know XRP likes to move, and with not a lot of volume and not a lot of price action in those higher ranges because it exploded last time to like $3, $3.20, whatever it was, it's going to move pretty fast, right? If it goes up, it's going to move up very fast, like we saw happen in this beginning where it went from being worth 27, 25 cents up to 75 cents, 3x return in a matter of a couple of days if you were able to get in then. So XRP is one that I'm keeping an eye out on a lot because not only is it probably my second biggest holding, I'm not sure 100%, I don't really calculate it that often, but it's one of the bigger holdings. It's one of the altcoins that I think makes the most money consistently because it just, if you know what you're doing in and you're able to accumulate the right price, this one is a fan favorite. If you guys are part of the channel, you guys are part of the group, you know this is probably a fan favorite just because of how much money it's been able to make a lot of people. We're seeing articles come out of it talking about a $1.80. Again, there's not a lot of price action in those higher ranges, so I wouldn't be surprised if the movements are crazy up there. But we're starting to pick up some headlines, a little bit of FOMO starting to come in, a little bit of, people talking about those big numbers for XRP probably would help drive that FOMO in, people buying in because they're scared of missing out, and that obviously rockets the price to the upside as well. So keep an eye out on all those things. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, if Bitcoin's going to break to the upside or if you think it's going to break to the downside. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the description. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It helps a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Again, make sure you subscribe with that notification bell as well. And I'll see you guys on Friday.